Conversations with Rick and Eric.
Eric shirt says there's also us on a mug. This movie. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna keep going. What? Oh, is that just whiskey?
No, it's tequila.
What are you chasing it with? Tea? Tequila and tea? Tequila? Huh?
Sunny D.
Oh. I mean, I guess that's orange juice. Tequila and orange juice, is that a thing? Do people do that?
Yeah.
I heard vodka and orange juice. That's a screwdriver.
Yeah, it's
Is this called the
tequila sunrise?
Oh, I'm like, is this a Mexican screwdriver?
I mean, it could turn into one.
That's crazy if it was. What does a Mexican screwdriver like? It's just a normal screwdriver.
It's a weird sex position.
Oh.
After so many tequila sunrises, it turns into a Mexican screwdriver.
I have yet to be on the receiving end of the Mexican screwdriver, but I am intrigued.
Well, we are back.
Hello, Puppy.
Yes, hello, Puppet. We are back. Welcome to Amityville Studios for another episode of a range of conversations.
You did it.
Yeah, the tequila shot hit right then.
I watched your soul slightly leave your body. It came back.
We are here in the trap home after a few weeks off. Recorded some other things that will be up soon once I figure out how the fuck to do it once Rick shows me.
Today.
But yeah, we took a couple weeks off to go on adventures because we actually did shit. Normally we don't do anything. So yeah, we fucking where did we go?
Comic-Con?
Yeah.
That was the first thing we did. That was the first week off.
Yeah, our the first weekend we went to the Midland Mall Comic-Con, which was my first ever Comic-Con type situation.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be a chill experience for you, but damn, did that pop off the last couple of years.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
And it's usually not like that. Like, obviously you had a mall environment, so it's a little bit better for you. More walkies. Not like an event center. I'll have to take you one of those one of these times.
Yeah. Well, they have that one I sent you, the GalaxyCon thing that comes up in April that has like the Power Ranger dudes and shit in it.
Yeah, I very much want to meet Zach, but I'm very poor. But.
Yeah, agreed. Especially since my car is leaking coolant. Anyway,
those are real life problems. We don't have those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we forgot to say our names. See, I did screw up the intro.
We did.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So if you don't know, I'm Eric.
And I am No Girls, One Cup Rick.
Ew. Okay.
It's because...
Oh, yeah. Because you got to catch them all.
Yeah.
So we went there. We got there. They were doing the cosplay contest thing. There was a lot more people dressed up there. And super elaborate shit, more than I thought there would be for the Midland Mall.
And I got called out because furries make me uncomfortable.
I did not.
Were you not there for that conversation?
No.
It was me and John then. He's like, Rick, you're a bad gay if you don't like furries. I'm like, calm down, first of all.
How does it make you a bad gay?
I'm a bad ally or something. And I'm like, well, listen, I don't dislike furries. It's not my cup of tea, and that's okay. If everything was everybody's cup of tea, life would be just tea.
You're a bad gay if you don't love furries.
He did. He told me that.
I'm stuck on that.
He told me that. I'm gonna call Dale.
Dale's pretty close to a furry. He's a fucking hairy man.
No, that's different though. Like, it's just the people in fursuits freak me out a little bit. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like remember when we were the second thing we did when we were going to get pictures with a mascot.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh, I didn't realize you had stepped away.
I did. I'm like, nope, all you. I don't know what it is about me. It's just a thing.
Oh,
I'm just not a fan.
Right on. Well, when I was a kid once, they got like one of those big ass Cookie Monster costumes for like my second or third birthday or some shit like that.
Nope.
And I don't remember it, but my cousin Randy does. That as soon as he came out, I was just fucking screamed at the top of my lungs and shit.
Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, so apparently styrofoam and furries are top tier. They give me the ick, as girls on the internet tell me now.
But yeah, we walked around there. John spent a bunch of money on fucking squishy dice.
He did.
And a bunch of money. Well, I spent. Did you buy anything?
I did.
Did you?
I added to my Storm collection. I got that old school shout out to the toy store.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up here in a second.
Okay. He's gonna do that later. There was a retro Storm action figure from like the 90s I bought.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember.
There's something else I bought there. That was another X. Oh, I bought the Phoenix figure from them too.
Oh, that was right before we were about to walk out.
And then I saw it and I'm like, oh hell.
Yeah. John spent a hell of money on that Link figure, that Nintendo Link figure. He understood it for whatever reason. Or some shit.
He came up to me and he's like, I don't know, it's $75. I'm like, don't you make more money now than you've ever made?
And he was like, yeah.
And I'm like, isn't the world ending anyway?
And he was like, yeah. But yeah, speaking of the toy store, or the John buying toys, I guess it's a toy store. Yeah. I didn't realize there was a toy store in there.
Oh yeah.
Until we got there. So for those that know both of us, we dig retro toys, obviously. And last year for my birthday, we made that trip down to AEW, which was on my birthday, and then we went to that Nerd Out toy store that was super sweet down in Detroit. Because that's where all the fucking toy stores are at. But so it was nice to know that there's a toy store in the middle of the mall. And it is called TNT Toys and Collectibles. I talked to the owner via Instagram and shit, because I'm going to make a little ad for him for the podcast and the other ones to use and shit.
Yeah, brother.
So, but his name is Landon. Him and his son, they run the store. Their hours there are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7, Sunday, 3 to 5. You can look them up on Instagram and on Facebook. That's where they post all their new shit, is on there. And they also enjoy toy hunting, because right when we were about to leave, he overheard John looking for that's whatever specific figure that John was looking for, and said, I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and they wrote it down. Didn't they say they'd look up something for you too? Or was it?
So this we're doing remember when they did something else on the different show, but I've collect Beast Wars, Transformers, and I collect old X-Men stuff. That's period the only two things I'm collecting now.
Right.
Otherwise I'd be in a sea of nonsense. But I'm really looking for a Silverbolt. And if anybody knows what Silverbolt is, he was the eagle/wolf. And I had one forever ago, and I don't know what happened to it. And I'm very mad about it, because now he's worth like $200 to $300. Even unboxed.
Oh shit.
So, but he's the last thing I need for the big, like, him and Pterosaur are the two things I need for, like, to finish up the ones that were on the show collection. So I'm looking for those two things. He wrote it down. He said he's like, price range, and I'm like, let me know first.
Right.
Because I almost bit the bullet. I found one on like eBay for like $250, and
oh yeah,
I'm like, I'm still got tires I got to pay off. I got to be an adult.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole store was awesome. They had fucking everything, whatever. I may have bought the entire Fliphead series of their Power Rangers out of the case.
He did.
And an old school Casey Jones to go with my other Casey Jones that Rick got me, and my Casey Jones mask. But yeah, they had fucking so much shit. A whole bunch of wrestling figures also. They had a little small case that had some retro video games in it. It was so packed in there, it was kind of hard to see. I like to go back when it's not fucking slammed.
Right.
But if you're into toys, collectibles, all that shit, definitely go check them out. It's a fucking dope ass place. The dude's super nice. And like I said, if you can't find something there, they'll fucking write it down and look for it for you if it happens to pop in, and they'll shoot you a text and shit. What else? Oh, and then I fucking bought a Power Rangers helmet. Not from there, but I bought a Lord Draco Power Rangers helmet, and that Rick is currently staring up at.
It was it's in the Instagram picture of us with our mugs, and that's what you got me. We're mugged.
That was a last minute purchase where we did the loop around, and then John said, I'm going back for those dice. And I went, fuck it, I'm going back for the helmet. And we did that. And then after we left there, we went and ate a fuck ton of Chinese food.
We sure did.
It's been, I don't even know the last time I was to fucking Chen's there. The last time you was with Mark, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anytime I go to Saginaw, that's the place to go. It's so, for the price of what you get there it's incredible.
So yeah, we went there, smashed a bunch of fucking Chinese food. I tried not to shit myself in Rick's car on the way back.
Yeah.
And
Cordelia would not have appreciated it.
And yeah, I think that was on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we did anything Sunday. No, that was the pay-per-view. Sunday was the pay-per-view.
You're right.
Yeah. Sunday was the AEW pay-per-view.
Why do I? Oh no, because towards the end of it, it was a good pay-per-view, and then it was Sting's last match.
Yeah. And then it was just the craziness of
Will
Sting's.
Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pay-per-view. Everybody came over, hung out. We had a good time. And then the following weekend, me and Rick went to our first live hockey game ever, which people were super surprised that we had never been to a hockey game.
Me? Come on. Of course I haven't, but I'd go again for sure. That was fun.
So we went to the Saginaw Spirit game. There were free tickets that Rachel had got from somebody from her work, and me and Rick and Mark all went out. Hit up the Spirit game, and which was a lot busier than what we thought. We got there and walked in, and they had signs everywhere that said standing room only. And we're like, well, fuck. All right, well, if it gets uncomfortable and shit, we didn't pay for these tickets. We can just fucking dip, whatever. And we're walking in, and Mark kind of grabbed one of the workers. He's like, what does this standing room only shit mean? They're like, well, there's always empty seats, so if you see one, you can grab it. If somebody shows up with their shit, you gotta move. We're like, all right, bet. So yeah, we got there. The fucking team had Sonic Hedgehog fucking jerseys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And we're kind of standing there for a while watching the game and shit. And I was eyeballing these 3 fucking seats that were like right center ice, fucking right on the railing, not super far up. And Mark went to go fucking grab his White Claws, and I said, fuck it, let's go for the chairs. And we went and grabbed it. And we had those seats the whole time. And now the thing is that the family showed up, and this dude was cool as fuck to let us stay.
Yeah, I was like, we can move, and he's like, I'm just gonna leave.
And and what he had said to Mark was that 3 of his family members couldn't come anyway, so we were just filling the spots that would have been empty anyhow. And we're like, oh, sweet, cool. Yeah. Then he ended up getting up and going, dipping away anyway. And we're like, well, fuck. And he was still, when he came back, he was super cool.
Yeah.
And he chilled. We saw fucking fans get boned on the Famboni.
Yeah, that happened. The other thing was crazy is that guy that had that ladder on the ice. That was nuts.
Oh yeah, it was just sliding around all over the place.
He's just like, woo! And then like he did this like OSHA violation thing where he like hopped on the ladder and it slid in front of him to move something. And I'm like,
yeah.
Whoa.
And then there was the awkward peacefulness of watching the Zamboni go back and forth and smooth the ice out.
Yeah. My neurodivergent ass was like, okay, how do they do this? They have to smooth the ice out, but that means they have to add another layer. And then I literally was Googling how do Zambonis work. And I'm like, oh, they shoot out like water at like super high temperatures so it flash freezes and then they polish it. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I know. And now you've learned something on this podcast.
First time ever. That and fucking iguanas fall from trees when it gets cold.
That's still fucking funny as shit, man. Can you imagine? Oh.
No, I forgot what I was gonna fucking say. Oh, then the Whitney Houston thing made me laugh every time. Every time they scored a goal, they played Whitney Houston, wanted to dance with somebody, and
I think I just looked at you and I'm like, this is kind of sucks. I'm like, straight people do this? Okay. Go Whitney.
They did not know it was a fucking rule to not have music and shit going when they were playing. So they'd have music playing and then just stop. Yeah. So every time we just stop, we'd be like, "Shut up! Shut the fuck up! We're talking."
Those dudes wanted to fight so bad too.
Oh yeah, we got close to seeing a couple fights. They got each other's faces, but then it got broke up by the refs, and everybody screaming, "Let him fight!
So,
let him fight it out!"
What's crazy? Because even me, I was like, "Beat some ass!" But the dude that was here, that he came back, the guy that's next to us, we had seats, was like, "Oh yeah, you know, most of those people on this team are 16 to 20." pause. But that's crazy. Like the little kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, come on, you're kids, fight. You
It'll
can't
be
get
fucking
arrested.
And it's hockey.
Just do it.
Just fucking clobber him. So what if he's fucking 16? And...
I don't condone child violence, but sometimes I do. And that point, hockey violence I condone. That's fair, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I opened up a whole new world of. I decided to say fucking get almond milk and try it out.
I'm telling
you.
you.
And now I reopened the whole new world of fucking eating cereal, and cereals have changed.
Sure have.
Like, I bought a box of Reese's Puffs because they have Dragon Ball Z boxes out right now.
Hell yeah.
And I fucking poured it in the bowl. I'm like, I remember the Puffs being larger than what they are now. And I'm like, I wonder if that's... I thought the same thing when I bought some honeycomb. I'm like, I thought the honeycombs were slightly bigger. But...
Shrinkflation!
But that's been awesome. Fucking eat. It's the small things. It's the small things that get us through.
Listen, almond milk is good. You know what else you need? You're going to hear some... I'm not peeing. This is me adding like soda to my mug.
However, if you were peeing and podcasting at the same time, considering you're sitting at the table right across from me, so you could have a piss jug. I mean, you could have a piss jug.
Mark pissed his pants on your couch, so...
Allegedly.
No, so what I was getting to was, if you think almond milk is good, oat milk will change your fucking life.
Okay.
I'm telling you. It's a little bit more creamy, so it's kind of like normal milk with it's kind of like a milk. What do they call? It's like half and half kind of.
Oh, okay.
So it's still like a milky consistency, but it's got a little bit more cream. So when you cook with it, it actually does sauces really well.
Oh, okay. I don't cook with fucking milk all that often.
But now you can make fettuccine.
Not a huge fettuccine fan.
Yeah, I get it. It's because we had to be. Because otherwise, the whole ass would be on the ground.
I'm a classic marinara red sauce kind of guy. But while we are recording this, Jesus, we take 2 weeks off and I'm struggle bussing.
Bus. Bus.
Yeah.
And another one. Bust.
Even though we did record that fucking episode of the Mighty Morphin Millennial Rangers.
Yeah, it went pretty smoothly
with Sean over Zoom, which went really well actually. And that's all edited and done, so we'll have that up, and you guys will know when we have that up.
Hell yeah.
But today is what?
Nothing. I was just gonna say, everyone. By everybody, I mean the two people involved with the podcast who have listened to it. Is like, listen, Rick, you're such a good narrator. You're just gonna have to narrate all the episodes now. I'm like, dude, one episode was 7 pages of notes. That's crazy.
Good thing we only cover one.
Well, we're gonna start doing 2. I'm just gonna have to do it like I have homework, just to like flip through notes.
Oh yeah.
Like I have 6 pages of notes from the movie that we watched yesterday.
There shouldn't even be that many.
No. Well, I was trying to keep it so that way we can kind of follow along, but it was just I couldn't follow along.
Right.
So how do I tell other people how to follow along with this movie? It's very difficult. That being said, I want to pick something different for next week.
Okay.
We're gonna go.
Well, when we recorded, Jesus, I cannot say when we are recording this. When we are recording this, it's the day before St. Patrick's Day. So this movie that I fucking picked out, I literally just searched St. Patrick's Day on Tubi, and this showed up.
Can we just break into it like, oh, the woman had a face like a pig.
I don't even remember the name of it now.
Me neither. I wonder can we Google that? Like,
the song or the movie?
That's what I was talking about. Was that song? Like there's a part in it where he just starts busting out his guitar. And he's like, "Oh, the woman was ugly like a pig." And I'm like, "What is happening?" But I've already asked you to stop 3 times so I could take stupid notes. So I was like, I'm not going to ask you a 7th time to stop so we can play stupid notes. Are you finding that song?
No, I'm trying to fucking remember the name.
Oh, it's called St. Patrick's Day. The Sluagh Returns.
The Sluagh Awakens.
Whatever.
Same difference. Anyway, so yeah.
It doesn't deserve a right title.
Let's fucking dive into that shit right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, pop, and alcoholic beverages. It's movie time with Rick and Eric.
just like actual coleslaw, this movie is also called The Slaw, and I hate them both equally.
You don't like coleslaw?
Fucking hate coleslaw.
Okay.
That's the one white thing that I... Is coleslaw a white people thing, or...
I don't think so. I
Is
like
that just...
coleslaw.
Okay. I don't know. I don't like a lot of coleslaw. I don't like a lot of most things, honestly. Who am I kidding? I've decided I'm just a picky eater. But anyway, St. Patrick's Day, The Sluagh Awakens, was made in 2022, which is so fucking disappointing. Because, come on. So, are you ready for this one? 4.7 on IMDb. Huh?
Out of 5?
Yeah, out of 10.
Oh.
That's not that good. So much so that Rotten Tomatoes didn't even rate it. Wouldn't be rated on Rotten Tomatoes. And it doesn't have enough current ratings on Letterboxd to get a review either. So there's that.
I saw you and Mark both gave it 1.
Yeah, that's more than generous, honestly. I couldn't find budget or anything on that stuff because if I'm being real with you, after watching it, I really didn't care. I thought for a while that it would just get better and I'd be like, oh, okay, it can at least be funny. But eventually the funny parts died out when they tried to make it more serious.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit for
I
me.
solved the whole problem. They just needed MGK.
It really did. And then they killed MGK, so.
The pink MGK moon.
Christ.
Brought back the fucking Heinz Monster.
Yeah. Did you rate it on Letterboxd?
No, I didn't.
Backstar?
No, I didn't.
What would you give it?
Probably about the same.
1?
I got super lost and confused like towards the ending,
Okay.
and I'm like, what's happening? Things, and then it was over, and then I was like, damn, all right.
I got my notebook here, and I've got some stuff here, so I'm going to try and do my best to get you guys through this, just like I'm going to do my best to get me through it again. So we open up with, like, I guess this is fall, or it's supposed to be St. Patrick's Day, but it looks very fall. It's giving fall vibes, and 2 white people are just...
See, this is the more description than it needs. It's 2 white people in a kayak pulling up to the fucking beach.
And then the microphone cuts out like 11,000 times, and it's just like... Because they kiss, and it makes the worst noise like I just made. And they just leave their kayak there, by the way. They're just like, oh.
Yeah.
And they just walk away from it. That is nuts. Where is this place? Because they just up and just leave their shit there. Cool. They find a dive bar, and it seems kind of rad, actually, from the outside and even from the inside. Dive bar looks great. I'd go hang out at that dive bar.
Right.
Looks like they have killer chicken fingers or something. You know? I don't drink that much, so one drink for me, and I'd be like, woo, let's get some... I don't know. Rolls. I can't eat a whole lot right now, which is a different story. But anyway, there's an Irish guy, and he has got a hat and everything. He's even got the whole Nordic accent as well. So if you want that, he's there. Oh God, yeah. We walk into the dive bar, and there's that old Lordy guy behind the bar thing, bar stool, bar area.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Is this a bar area?
Behind the bar, are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah, is there a word for that?
Behind the bar?
Anyway, so he's hanging out behind the bar, and the most disgusting thing of this whole movie, he just goes and spit. That's gross. This is in a post-COVID world, and you're spitting on shit. Already off a star. All right. No, seriously, I have like 4 notes here just about how disgusting that was. And then he starts talking, and his accent is awful. Colin and his oh God, she's got a weird name, Maeve. I wrote it down. Colin is the dude, and Maeve is the other white girl, and he wants to see how country folk do it.
He's from Wall Street.
He is something else, isn't he? Jack is the guy behind the counter, and oh yeah, I wrote down Maeve, and so I had to look this up too. He's talking about. She's like, I know you want to tell him, And then he's like, oh, shucks, wife. He's like, I just got a 10-bagger. This is why we need a physical media. Because that's just me waving my arms going,
What?
Which I had to look up because he's like 10 bags. Like, oh, what the hell? I had to look it up too. Apparently that just means a stock increases by its wealth but times 10, which is crazy. Good for him. That makes you the bad guy, though, because anybody that makes that money on stocks, probably not a great person. Oh shit. So this is where we begin our thing. First, they say it's going to be a full moon, and then the guy behind the counter named Jack says, oh, it's a chaste moon. They have 50 moons. For every moon phase, somebody names this on here, and it is nuts. They're going back and forth, and he goes, this ain't no laughing matter, boy. It's an old Irish temper. What the fuck? What has an old Irish temper? We're all asking. Eric is laughing. He gets it.
It's the ketchup monster.
Oh, well, yeah. We're right here. And so then Jack's like, oh, you don't believe me, do ya? And he pulls up his sleeve to reveal these claw marks that just look like somebody took 3 little pieces of ketchup and just went on his arm. And he's like, and they're just like, oh my God, ketchup monster. And then he's like, I even wrote it down because I couldn't say how they say it right. It's the Sluagh. And I spelled it Slooooha. Sluagh.
So if you're a wrestling fan, just take the noise that Roman Reigns makes and add an S to it.
Yes. Jack takes the money and then they leave because he's just like, you know what? Fuck you. Because the bartender's like, hey, don't go out into those woods because what did he say? He's wanted to make it wealthy and then he wanted to fuck his wife by the moonlight.
Under the pale moonlight.
Yeah. And then the guy's like, wouldn't be doing that if I were you. There's a Sluagh out there.
Yeah. Goddamn like, Heinz Monster's going to get you.
Somebody better call somebody. So he's just like, well, fuck you, guy. And he throws that and he leaves. And then as soon as they get out there, there's a fat Irish hipster jumps out at them and wants to give them or preach to them about his flannel and the fact that it's a different moon, too. Where did I write it down?
It's a worm moon.
Is that what it is? Is worm moon?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, like, they get out someplace, or maybe this is before that. I mixed up my notes because he's like, oh yeah, when they're walking in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, they're rednecks, they're uneducated, and they all suffer from mental illness. Come on. I mean, probably, but you don't say it. So then they get out to kind of like where their like camp is just before they get to this one spot. And she's just like, oh, I'm going to talk to you about bonds. We're going to sell high buy low and sell high. And he's like, I'm getting so fucking hard right now. Talking to me about stocks and shit. My God. And then out of nowhere, I wrote down how Colin says this. He goes, what's a car doing there? What's a car doing there? He's just like, this is car. They're in a tourist area, clearly. And he's like, what's a car doing there? This is why this movie is fun. Like, if it was only this first part of the movie, 5 stars. Well, 4 stars because he spit on that glass.
Yeah.
And then they open an abandoned car door for white people reasons, apparently. Because would you have done that, Eric?
No.
If you find a random car in the woods, you just go, I wonder what's inside there.
Not in the woods.
Never. Not once. Never once have I found something in the woods and went, let's investigate that more. No, thank you.
There was a time where some dude... ditched his car at Arby's and ran from the police, and they left it there after they went looking for him and
You don't
shit.
touch that
so
car.
I went and looked.
You can look in, but you don't touch that car.
The kid I worked with fucking reached in and popped the trunk to see if there was anything. I'm like, oh, you do, bro.
And then they walk for an disclosed amount of time because I don't understand what's happening. They're just walking and they're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And then out of nowhere, she just stops. And she goes, and the ghost of Heinz himself appears behind Colin, and she has no idea what to do because I didn't see the bonk. Apparently he bonks.
He must have. He had a red mark on his head like he was got hit with a violent ketchup packet. So that's what happened. Was he just was like, Ninja Star, fucking hit him with a ketchup packet and knocked him out.
So sidetrack here. There's a person on burp. Didn't want to do that in the microphone. There's a person on TikTok now, which if they ban it is bullshit. Political. He makes yarn, like ninja stars and stuff like that. Like he crochets, and then they throw it at a guy, and then like he's like, ugh! It looks like he stabs him, and then red yarn comes out of him. It's funny. Anyway, moving on to that. So he gets bonked. People call when people get hit in the head brained. Did you know that? Is that a thing that you knew?
I know about getting brain, but that's
I think it means two different things. That's two different things. So then we wake up and then there's like weird like because he doesn't understand what's happening, and the monster is eating her out, not in the good way.
No,
not in the good way at all. And he leaves Colin for dead because he thinks that he is equally as pretentious and just doesn't want to be around him anymore, which makes sense. And then we get a giant thing on there that says 7 years later. We open on St. Patrick's Day parade that looks like every small town in the world because the streets are blocked off. There are kilts aplenty, and there is just...
It looked like it was fucking our city. It looked like downtown.
Yeah. I almost said it out loud, but I'm like, don't clock me. So then we have a blonde girl and a brunette. I'm not going to learn their names.
No.
Because at this point, the movie... If it would have ended there, I'm telling you, 4-star movie. Right. That was fun. I had a good time. It's not going to get fun from here on, guys. Sorry about that. We're in a 2000s apartment that is just kind of white or like off-white blue. The blonde girl...
Eggshell.
Huh?
I think it's called eggshell.
I'm glad you knew. I'm colorblind, girl. The blonde girl has a whole-ass sword for whatever reasons.
They look dope, though.
I mean, listen, it's a cool sword. Why does this blonde girl have a sword? She got it from somebody in fencing class. That's not a fencing sword.
Sure shit isn't.
I took fencing, which is the whitest thing I think I've ever said. I took it for 2 weeks before my knees were like, no, thank you. There's a lot of knee action in fencing.
You're like leaning forward.
Yeah.
And dashing.
And I'm like, what a useless thing. Because if somebody has a gun, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Anyway. Whew. And then the one brunette girl is just like, oh, I hate everybody and I'm bitchy, and she's like kind of scowling and looking out there, and she's like, speaking of a tool. And then they show this one kid out there who looks like every I'm gonna say he looks like just out of high school, but like kind of high schooly looking. He's got those like really shitty mutton chops, and he's got what the fuck is his face like? And I'm not trying to be rude, but like my teeth ain't the greatest either, but he's like always got them on display, and he always just looks like cross-eyed, but not cross-eyed, and he's looking over to the side for some reason. I have questions. But apparently his name is Pierce. Why I remembered that? Let's move on. So we're to another 2000s apartment, and this one just looks a little bit more fucked up, and Colin is fucking some chick. And I wrote, I'm like, well, it's a prostitute. Nope, can't say that. It's a lady of the... Nope, we can't say that. It is a sex worker. And there is...
You can't say lady of the night?
Apparently that's derogatory too now.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be inclusive, man. There's
it said escort in the subtitles.
Yeah, is that might be okay now. Anyway,
when she was like, "We done?" and he goes, "You can get off now."
Yeah.
And we're like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then she's like, huh? Looks at her, he goes, money's in the drawer.
Yeah.
We're like, oh.
Risky business to come inside the prostitute. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway. So after he's done, he's like, there's a towel in the shower. And then she gets in there, and I'm going to act it out for Eric here. And she's just like, oh, I've got a tattoo with boobs on it. And she just like rubs herself barely in the shower, and she's like, okay. She looks longingly at him through there, and she's like...
She looked very concerned for a very long time.
Which, okay. If this was going to be a thing where she would have showed up later in this movie, spoiler alert, she doesn't. This is it. We're done with her after this.
Yeah.
If she shows up later and was like, she had feelings for him, and like that was the thing, way better movie again. You had the Pieces movie. You just were like, hey, this down here piece that looks like it's a ground, let's fucking jam it in the sky. I lost my spot.
Concerned whore.
Oh yeah, because she wanders around the house just aimlessly, which is kind of wild that you just let a prostitute wander around. And then he hides away his obsession, which I called his Charlie Day room, because there's just like all this shit about the Sluagh and like how things are happening, and I'm like, I don't know about that, guys. What are we doing? And then we get a hard cut to countryside B-roll, and then there's a car driving around, and then we're at the Irish pub, and I wrote down like there's little notes and shit. I'm like, write down the song. I need to find this song, and I need to perform it. Her face looked like a pig. I'm not shitting you guys. He's singing this song. Oh, boy. And then there's apparently this punk rock band, and then she's like, or no, the one guy who's the drummer and the one singer like talking, and the one guy's like, we're going to rock out with our cocks out. That's crazy. People don't say that anymore, do they? Do people say rock out with your cock out? I've never said it.
I don't think so.
And then she goes, well, if you better be lucky, because if I had a cock, I'd be fucking you in the ass. And I thought that was funny. Maybe he's into that. Maybe. He's in for a good... Again, we never see these people ever again. No. So we got one line. Here we are. And then we got Old Jack's Irish something. We're cutting later on to the movie where he gets I think this is after the kids get to there, because they were driving to this Irish bar to have like drinks, and he pulls out a fucking what did the joint look like, Eric?
I still look like a tampon.
Yeah, accurate.
Some Irish Jack's old Irish green.
Yeah, old Jack's Irish herb.
Yeah, I fucking started dying. And then
Oh yeah, Hornswoggle's in this movie. Hornswoggle and taking selfies in the bar, and then it makes it jump from night or day to night, like consistently back and forth.
Yeah.
Every time there's a picture taken, it's like daytime, it's nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. It's like, you ever see that YouTube video where it's like daytime, nighttime? No. With that bird?
No.
Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, daytime. Anyway, it's that. This is where I starting to lose full interest in this movie. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to get real bad from here on out. But the blonde girl is like, oh, look, a sword. And the one guy's like, I'll fucking beat your ass, making fun of my Irish herb. And she's like, you're dumb and old. And then they have a sparring match, and she beats his ass somehow.
They fence with pool sticks.
Yeah, she beats his ass, which is pretty good. Good for her.
She has fencing class.
We don't know that she's in fencing class.
She said she got it from that sword from the kid in her fencing class.
That's fair. Anyway, that's.
Oh, one thing that everyone should know is the brown-haired girl is a bitch.
Yeah, we fucking hate her.
Fucking the entire time, from the minute you see her, she complains about everything. She throws her boyfriend's fucking hat out the window and all this shit. She fucking hits on the drummer from the fucking emo band.
Yeah.
She fucking gets all mad at him because he's fucking drinking with his uncle for St. Patrick's Day and smoking a fatty. And she's like, I have to be responsible and drink water. Like, bitch, you're just trying to gobble this dude's cock inside. Yeah. So fucking, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot about this, because I almost made you pause the movie. Oh no, we made you go back, because after the fight and Pierce is like super fucking high, he makes this noise that sounds like the turkey from Thanksgiving gobbling. He just goes, oh. That's pretty accurate. What is that? I know it's supposed to be like, I'm high as balls.
Well, he was
Wait,
getting into the fight.
Eric, how high was he?
Oh, he was high as giraffe pussy.
Maybe we'll have a one time during the movie that we cover. Well, the highest giraffe pussy moment. Play by play brought to you by Eric. Kind of want to do that now. That's funny. Okay. And then we cut back to this is Colin, and he goes into Goldberg's fucking like rest stop or like gas station.
Yeah.
He spits in a cup. Goldberg spits in a cup, and it's labeled ER. I don't like that.
I was just gagging because he fucking gagged on his tobacco.
Well, he was like,
yeah,
and it was it just said ER on it, and I'm like, I don't. You need to go to the ER. I don't know what's happening. And the man thinks Lauryn Hill is responsible for all this because he just keeps saying the thing. He kept saying that thing, and I'm like, oh damn, Lauryn Hill.
I had to think about it for a second.
That thing. That's it. What? Okay. Somebody's gonna have to put something. My notes get really crazy here. Oh, because we get back into the van, and I think they're just getting. Let's see here. They get back. We're a lot of back and forth between the van and like whatever that gas station was between the girls and Pierce, and then that happening. There's lots of cuts back and forth, and I got tired of writing down scene changes because nothing was happening. But Colin then they're at a what is it, like a diner. And Colin took the drugs, and the drugs are working because there are fucking distorted voices. They're squelching. They're slowed down. I don't understand what's happening here. There's a scary ass old white guy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we have PTSD flashbacks. Jesus.
I like the other one. PTTSD.
And Colin can't be high in diners, and he's just like, I'm fucking out of here. And he leaves. And then the people who are in the car, van, Astrovan, come and sit down, and they're like, you're such a millennial. What the fuck does that? Come on. And then they find out where Devil's Point is, which apparently, because their one's like, let's go see a leprechaun. And they are like, let's go see a leprechaun. That's the point of this movie, I guess. Colin is like trying to kill the thing that killed his wife.
Yeah.
And these kids are like, let's go see some crazy shit on St. Patrick's Day. And then they call it a blood moon there. And I'm like, okay, cool.
But it was just pink.
Yeah.
That's why I said it was the MGK moon.
Yes. And I really wish you would have wrote down. Right there. MGK moon. I did write it down.
The MGK moon summons the Heinz Monster. And the only thing that'll put him back is the Sweet Licks of MGK's guitar.
My back was like broken for a second there.
Don't they run into fucking home dude's house and then they're all together?
Kind of. So there's like a weird point where the sheriff everybody's talking about in this movie shows up to hang out with Jack, and nothing happens. They're just talking about whiskey and like, oh, the slow on.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
No, right. That's when he finds out that they went up to the point.
Yeah.
And then they run into fucking crazy.
Oh, Jack, when the cop shows up, I wrote this note down too. He just fires his gun at him. And I'm like, what did you, if he was,
yeah.
We know what would happen if he was a different color there, but, okay. Yeah. This is where everything shit hit. I stopped taking notes at this point because there's just like, there's a Heinz demon that pops out of nowhere and he attacks and kills the sheriff. Yeah, it's the sheriff. And then they're just popping up out of the fucking woods and
yeah.
And this is when the girls are like, because they get to Blood Moon and the girls and Pierce are like, oh God, shit's happening. And they run away and they finally see this like big thing, like I don't know what kind of, it's like is it his house or did he just rent that? Is it a cabin?
I think he was just renting it. It's a fucking fucked up Airbnb.
Yeah. Like 1 star got killed by the Sluagh.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. There's 2 funny things that happen here. because they eventually get in there because the things are killing him, and the Colin is renting the Airbnb. He gets the 2 girls inside because what's his name is drug off into the woods. Pierce is drug off into the woods. This is so hard to cover. I'm so sorry, guys. But the one brunette girl was like, she says something along the lines of like, we're sisters, and she's like, not by blood though. If we were, I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
And then that upsets the blonde girl. I'd be like, just leave her out with the Sluagh.
Right? She's been a bitch this whole fucking time anyway.
I mean, she doesn't do anything. Like,
No.
come on. And then there's for no reason, because they had to battle all of these monsters to get back up into this place. The one guy comes down like just brandishing his weapon, like, hey, motherfucker, like his cock hanging out, just like swagger. And it's some other dude. I don't know if he's a part of the police department or something. And he's like, oh, you look like a pussy to me. And he's like, that's Mr. Pussy to you. That's the last funny thing that happens in this movie. He calls himself Mr. Pussy.
Then
That's
after,
crazy.
yeah, after that, then people just start dying, and then there's the lady who's
And
topless.
Look, this is where this. I remember I told you guys the notes stopped once I stopped being super interested.
Yeah.
And that was it. So after this, apparently there's this one woman that pops out who's like the queen of the Sluagh, and she has a flute that makes all virgins pop their pussy
yeah,
to Nicki Minaj.
she was looking for a virgin.
Yeah, so she starts playing that, and she's like, "Oh, my pussy!" And the blonde girl comes out there, and just starts walking towards it, and then Colin puts like earmuffs on her or something to save her life.
That's when I started quoting that Drake song that no one knew about.
Yeah, what was that one again? He said it was something.
It was that fucking shake that ass, bitch. Let that pussy breathe. And you're like, what the fuck?
So after that, somehow this is the most chaotic, I think, 20 minutes in history, because they've introduced all these people at the very beginning that you think aren't going to be any part of this movie. They're just kind of throwaway characters. Every one of them comes back now. There's a waitress. There's fucking the white guy that owns the diner. There's the bartender who had no lines is now part of this. Huh? So the TLDR at this point, Colin is injured saving the 2 girls, and they get him back up in there, and then that's when the bartender comes and nurses him back to health, and she's like, I gotta kill you. He wants her to kill him because he's like, yeah, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
Somehow he's fine after this. Like, he's like, I can't do anything. I'm so fucked up. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And then so she shoots the stuff that the the fucking Heinz demons that are coming in.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I guess let's go. And then they go off into town, and he gets Goldberg fucks him up at the gas station for no reason.
Yeah.
And then that's where the fucking one lady, for the bartender, dies, and for no reason. Like, I don't know what's happening. And they kept shooting guns near a gas pump.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there was just a lot of.
So it boils down to, they're like, listen, we have to kill this one bitch with the flute, and apparently that's going to be the end of everything. So like, well, we don't know where she's going to be. So she's like, the one blonde girl's like, well, if she makes me pop my pussy, I'll take you guys right to her. And they're like, that's a risky situation for you to be popping that pussy so hard. How many times can I say it? 3 more times. So that happens. They take the earmuffs off, and they're like, all right, I guess we're following her. And then they get to this one ritualistic thing where they just watch them kill Pierce, which is Jack's, I guess, nephew.
Yeah.
They just watch him slit his throat.
Yeah.
They could have stopped it. They had weapons. Huh? So,
yeah, this is where I think this is at this point. I was just fucking high as giraffe pussy, and I'm like, this bitch is fucking topless, and she's just dumping Heinz ketchup. There was just, we just kept making Heinz jokes. And we're like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Sherry Moon Zombie was really getting her fill in this. It's not really Sherry Moon Zombie, but it looks kind of like Sherry Moon Zombie.
Yeah.
She does have a scream. She doesn't do the laugh. That's how you know it's not Sherry Moon Zombie. Scream, no laugh. Not Sherry Moon Zombie. Venn diagram. Does it scream? Yes.
Yeah.
Does it laugh? No, not Sherry Moon Zombie. So they bust in after that and start shooting people, and then Colin somehow is still alive, which I thought, okay, well, he's going to be the main character. That's how this works.
Right.
Nope. He gets jumped down by like some dude, and they rip out something that kind of looks like a heart out of him. It could have been a spleen.
I have no idea.
And then this is where it's like, let me see if I can. I'm gonna keep talking, but I'm gonna turn off my microphone to show you guys how the last part of this movie went. Oh no, man! Don't do that. You're a Heinz demon, and I can't believe things are happening and things are. Oh my God, what's going on? Oh, things what happening? No way. Oh my God, no! Don't do that. Oh shit, he blew his heart out. That's what happens.
They have mic problems the whole movie.
But it's worse now.
Yeah.
So bad. The end of it, I don't. What happens at the end? I don't remember. I don't, because it just kind of ends. I think they shoot.
The blonde girl's just sitting there saying something to herself, and then it's over.
Yeah, because they
like,
shoot Sherry Moon Zombie in the head, and she doesn't die. She's just going around going, "My boobs, oh my boobs." That made me cough. And then I think everybody is dead except for like Jack and her.
Yeah.
And she's just like, that's it. Credits.
Yeah.
That was it.
And we're like, okay.
And then we watched something after that was way better. It was just a failed movie or something. I don't remember. Yeah.
I think so.
Anyway.
No, I think we watched some fucking.
Oh, that's what it was.
Japanese Power Rangers.
That's way better. So anyway, the Sluagh Awakens, I gave 1 star. Sherry Moon Zombie makes virgins pop their pussy to flute music. Ketchup demons run rampant, and random mic volumes. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was it.
I could have just read you that.
We should have. Well, we started watching it one day, and then because we were waiting for Ring of Honor. Remember when the Ring of Honor music hit, and you're like, "Oh shit, this is getting intense all of a sudden."
I'm like, "Oh damn, they upped their game here," you know?
Because I had it over in the other fucking tab, but yeah. So we should have just stopped there. We we stopped it instead of continuing.
You got 1 star, which is crazy. I want everybody to go watch either. Don't watch this movie, but maybe if you rate it, it'll show up on Letterboxd, so it can actually get an actual rating, which
Right.
probably help them. Is it a bad movie? Is it a good movie? Just watch the first 10 minutes, and you'll be fine. Heel clicks. I got nothing else.
Right on. So, yeah. So that was the return of the Sluagh.
I don't know what I'm
St.
gonna.
Patrick's Day.
I don't know what I'm gonna pick for next week, but I'll post it on Instagram because I want to do something. Not this. Because if I have to watch another, well, I'm gonna have to do a lot more notes on mine. So I'll still watch it like we normally do, but I won't. I'm getting updates from wrestling that's on right now, guys.
Oh damn!
I
don't know why I wrote a note about this, but apparently I never thought about it. Somebody told me they didn't want to listen to something one time because they didn't want it to fuck up their Spotify algorithm.
Oh, that's the thing, yeah.
I never thought about it. Like, you're gonna add it's gonna just fuck up my shit. I'm like, oh, no wonder my shit's everywhere.
Yeah. they don't get it yet.
So there was one thing I wanted to bring up because I was surprised that you've never experienced it before, but our new adventure with your roller coaster videos.
Oh,
Rick
yeah.
did not know that there's videos out there of people passing out doing that slingshot thing or on roller coasters in general. And I showed him on fucking YouTube, and he's done nothing but die.
Yeah. It's peak humor to me. I don't. It's they pass out as funny, but when they wake back up and they're like, "Oh God, I'm still here," that's funny. That's funny. So that's how we've been when we watch like random shit. We'll watch something spooky, and then we'll watch those at the end of it to kind of even it out.
To clear it away so you don't go to bed all fucking creeped out.
Which I can't wait for spooky season this year because we've invented a whole new segment for the show. Crackhead or ghost?
Oh, yes. That's just a crackhead. That ain't no fucking ghost.
Yeah. So what we'll do too is we can record it even us just watching the spooky thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we can pause it and be like, crackhead or ghost?
Yeah.
And we can put it on the Instagram once a week.
Yeah, we've been experimenting with Zoom and video recording and such, and watching shit, trying to figure that shit out.
Your boy needs a haircut before that happens. Look at this shit.
But we have the return of something oh so great. Next episode is the return of season 2 of motherfucking Hoochie Daddies.
Hell yeah! We're gonna be so all the way live.
It's gonna be. I think they're putting the new episodes on their YouTube. That's what she put on there.
Is it?
Moody put on their Instagram and shit. We never watched any of the casting videos, which I watched a couple bits and pieces of it.
I don't want to know.
And
I want to go completely blind now.
So we're gonna be bringing that back next week, so you can all enjoy the fucking Hoochie Daddies coming up live. I just gotta figure out what day of the week it comes out. Well, it's
Tuesday.
Is it a Tuesday? I was like, I know it's on the 19th. Word. Right on.
I'm hyped for it. I've been hyped for it since season 1 ended. Hootie. I said Hootie. Woody Woo has said that everything is going to be 100% better this season. So microphones, sound,
hopefully,
maybe 2 cameras. I think that's part of the charm, though. I want to hear the hey, that thing on me again. I want that. Lean into it. But better audio is always better.
Yeah. So that'll be back next week. We got other things always in the works, just shuffling around segments, bringing back 1-star reviews. Next time we have a guest, we're going to bring back our spit takes with terrible jokes.
Yeah.
And all that good shit until we decide to go on another adventure somewhere. Don't make that face, because I keep seeing something poke its fucking head out from around the corner over there.
Oh,
so.
I just thought I felt something. Listen.
Alrighty. So
wait. Ghost or crackhead?
Just the child.
Oh.
No, and neither.
Oh.
Not the child either, so I don't know what the fuck. Anyway,
no.
Go ahead and hit him with the socials.
All right. You can check us out at Winery Age of Convo on Instagram. I am not charted on all my socials. Eric is _Eric __ 989. We have, is it wacpodcast.com?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So our good friend Eddie, who does the Basement Boobs Babble Bits, 3B, 4B.
Oh, I bought fucking fancy ass beer, but I'm gonna save it to either be on their show or we're gonna rip off their gimmick. Keep talking. I'm gonna go grab it though and show you.
So no, it's Basement Bar Beer. Wait, I can never get it right. That's why it's a bit now. Damn it. Basement Bar Beers and Babble. Did I say it right? Yeah. Oh shit, I did it. Now it's not a gimmick anymore. So they actually bought us a domain name. So I'm gonna try and learn coding. And I'm not very good at it, and I also don't have time. So it's going to be probably just a redirect to what we have there. Oh, you do have fancy beers.
And I only got it because it's got the Road Warriors on it.
Hell yeah.
I literally went past it, and I'm like, the fucking Road Warriors?
That's crazy.
You can't be good, be bald. So.
I mean, yeah. Go get them. Get them at her. I don't know. I've been to one hockey game. I'm starting to understand culture now. Anyway, so those are the things that have happened to us, and those are the socials. I think this is where we're going to be wrapping it up because we have other stuff to do now. Maybe funny stories to tell later.
You can also follow me on Twitch when I randomly decide to stream Fortnite late at night. It's twitch.tv/turnup316. And yeah, I don't ever have my mic on, so you can just zone out and watch, because you can't hear the other people I'm talking to. It just sounds like I'm talking to myself.
You could be.
Well, I very well could be.
or the crackhead ghost.
Yeah.
Whoa. Third option.
A crackhead ghost?
Yeah.
A crackhead that died and then came back still a crackhead?
Yeah. He's stuck here in his crackhead form.
Trying to punch out windows. And his fist just goes straight through. I just want to steal the chocolate bar, man.
That TM crackhead ghost. Can we do I mean, it's got to be better than the movie we just watched if we made a movie called Crackhead Ghost.
Right. We got business cards. We got stickers. Hit us up if you want either one.
I do have a sticker on my phone.
We're looking up maybe doing shirts or some shit, or wait until it gets cold again and do hoodies. Regardless, check us out next time around. We will see you, hopefully, or not. You do you.
I think I'm going to pick a cartoon for next week.
Like a cartoon movie?
Yeah.
Like Cool World?
Maybe. Maybe not Cool World, though. I don't think I've ever seen Cool World.
With Brad Pitt?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
No?
No.
Oh, all right. Okay. Anyway, we'll check you guys later. Did you enjoy this episode? Then check out more at 999.network, Mid-Michigan's premier podcast network.